All right, there we go. There we go. Okay. So I want to continue some work with this upper part of ourselves, and I talked a little bit about it Monday, and so let's just landmark this space one more time before we sit this morning. So if you'll find the top of your breastbone, which is also called the manubrium. And then if you go ahead and walk out along a collarbone, so we're doing some borders here. So you're walking along your collarbone, make sure and go all the way to a little flat spot at the top of the shoulder. And go just above the collarbone into the soft spot. That might not feel very soft because it's so tight and hard. Walk and then go across to the back and find the spine of the scapula. So you want to really find, the spine of the scapula is this bone that comes across your shoulder blade. It comes in and meets that flat acromion process. So find this area where between the spine of the scapula and the collarbone, this corner, find that corner right there, because that part of us is often really hard. We in fact, sometimes you probe in there and you go, really? That's soft tissue? It feels so hard. I thought that was bone. So get in touch with that corner where the shoulder blade comes across, the spine of the shoulder blade, the collarbone comes across, they meet and get right into that corner. And then if you walk along the spine of the scapula, you feel across the back, and then know that then between the two shoulder blades, there's a gap, right? There's a gap of space. This is right around the second rib. So that gap of space, and it comes over, and you'll find, okay, so there's the base of the neck, C7, the one we always put on the blanket in bridge pose or a shoulder stand. So that's C7. So we go, okay, so there's that empty, not really empty, but the space between my two shoulder blades, between those two spine of the scapula. And then you can start to walk out the other side, and you find where's the spine of the scapula on that other side, and feel this tissue above it, that upper trap that is so probably tight and hard, and come all the way to the other corner where the collarbone comes over, the spine of the scapula comes over, and there's that corner. And you kind of rub in there and you go, that's muscle? Or is that bone? No, it's probably just a really taut muscle right above the spine of the scapula. It feels hard and tight often because we overuse that area. Okay, and then you come down and you go, oh, and there's my other collarbone, and it comes around, and there's the front. So I have this territory from above my collarbones out to the top of my shoulders. And then I go, and that corner right there, I want to really bring your attention into that. And then you remember that, oh, and then it goes along the spine of the scapula. There's a territory, this is right along the second rib till it meets the spine in the middle and comes across. So that we have this whole, if we were looking down from above, it would look like kind of like the shape of the whites of your eyes. That sort of eye shape. Because the shoulder blade, the collarbones, and the arm bone, all the arm bones, they're on top of the rib cage, right? So on top of the rib cage, we're looking at this space that is bordered by these bones all the way to the corner. And I want to bring your curiosity into that upper space. All right. So that's kind of the territory where I want to help you kind of find it and ease it, relax it. All right. And then I want to share with you another piece that like one of my clients was telling me this week. And I mean, they're very, this couple, they are well educated. They read voraciously to each other, almost predominantly, it's all nonfiction. And they're really actively involved. They care deeply about what's happening. And you know, in the past number of months, his blood pressure has really risen to kind of like too high. And then they did this little experiment over Christmas where they didn't listen to any news for like, you know, 4 days. They shut it off a lot and listened to music instead and did other things. And there was a marked change in his blood pressure. And these are not people that are like, you don't think of them as like, oh my God, that those kinds of, you know, like where you're really like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What it shows me, you know, like for me, when I take that in, is that what we listen to, how we talk to ourselves, you know, affect us. Even when we think we can hear something and, you know, still kind of witness, we often think that we are watching without the event actually having an effect on us at a physiological level. But what this showed me was that, well, obviously, what we listen to and, you know, hear this information, it affects us on a physiological level, even when we don't realize that. So I just want you to remember that. What am I listening to? What am I doing? How am I, you know, spending my time? And how do I balance that information? And what do I hear myself say to myself? So these, I think, are important things to note. So a note to yourself. And we've talked about Shraddha. We've talked about the Sanskrit word for faith is Shraddha, not faith as in like the spiritual religious faith, but more the faith in humanity, faith in humankind. Can we have faith? Can we have hope? And can we, you know, how do we participate in this? I don't know if I shared with you that before Christmas, and sometime before Christmas, I don't remember. Anyway, I was at the grocery store and, you know, I get up there and oh, I know it was the night before my son was coming home. You know, he'd been gone for like 6 weeks. So, and I knew we needed to quarantine him. And so I really wanted him to be all set up in his little area to be quarantined. And there's a refrigerator and all that kind of stuff back where he can be quarantined. And so I go to New Seasons of all places. And now I buy flowers. I mean, I just, you know, I don't know. I kind of got a little beyond myself. And then when I got up to the register to pay for this, my account said it was denied when I used my debit card. And I was like, oh my gosh, really? I think that, you know, so there I am. And so, you know, we tried again. It still says account denied. And they go, okay, lady, move off to the side, you know. Well, I try to transfer money into my bank account. And so I stand over there and I'm off to the side and I'm doing my thing. And then I get it and I turn back around to the grocery bagger and the cashier, and I say, "Oh, okay, I'm ready now." And they say to me, "This man just bought your groceries." And I was so flabbergasted that I was like, "What?" And he's like, "No, he just paid for your groceries." And I still was like, "What? What?" I mean, I couldn't even figure out what they were really saying to me. And then there's the man, and now he's like, he's leaving. And I was like, "Oh my God," right? And he just goes, "Have a good day." And I'm like in the store going, "Oh my gosh." Right. I feel floored by it right now as I even tell the story. And I was just like, "Thank you." And I'm yelling down the store, "I love you," or something like this. It was so amazing. It was so amazing. And it touched me in such a way that I do think we need to really nurture our faith in humankind. I didn't think that would make me feel so much emotion. Maybe I just haven't told the story to so many people, right? But I was so surprised and so floored by this person's generosity. And then, it just makes you want to go and do more. Anyway, so let's keep cultivating that. And let's also cultivate it even as we work with this space, which is connected also to the space of the heart. Because how the throat center reaches into the heart center, this space is also going to connect on the front side to the heart. And this space is going to connect on the back side of the heart. This way, if we were looking at it from the side. So we're working with that space. So let's go ahead, take a comfortable seat. You're welcome to close your eyes, to allow yourself to welcome yourself to your seat, to your connection to the ground. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing the outer body, the sleeve of your body. Let the sleeve of your body be at ease, and see if you can find support that comes up through the center of you, all the way up. And then when you're ready, begin to drop into your Ujjayi breath. Or if the Ujjayi engages your mind too much because you're trying to figure it out, simply drop into a more or less balanced inhale and exhale. Not letting, not forcing the breath, but working with your breath. And, as Mary Oliver would say, letting the soft animal of your body, let your body receive your breath. Without being hard, without demanding that it go somewhere it might not be ready to go. And if you allow your body to be soft, you've got this support at the front of the spine, this core support. And even with the ujjayi on the exhale, you're still able to soften and to notice what's happening as the diaphragm domes up on the exhale. And even as you feel, there's a little tone, a little abdominal tone that comes in to help propel the exhale. And then just for the next few breaths, can you go ahead and just count the length of the breath? Without striving. And then release any control on your breath, but can you still observe? Join your hands together in Anjali Mudra. And this morning, let's sing Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu. Let's sing this chant together this morning. As in, together may we be protected, together may we be nourished. May our practice have great energy, and may it help to illuminate and dispel any darkness. May we not hate or dispel one another. Taking a deep inhale. Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Savidyam Karavavai Tejasvinavarim Tamastu Mai Viveshavai Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then with your next exhale, bow your head towards your heart. And then release your hands. Bring your hands back to the top of the thighs. Lift the head, keep your eyes closed, and drop back to the Ujjayi again. Can you still relax the outer body? Find that inner body support and count the length of the inhale. Staying present with where you feel the breath, but not forcing the breath to travel somewhere. Those places where the breath is not traveling, just let them be relaxed. Like the breath is like, a stream that comes in and it slowly erodes away the hardness. And then with the next exhale, release the Ujjayi. And then we're going to do the three-part breath. So part one is going to be the hands come to the solar plexus for approximately, a third of what the count of the breath is. The second third is going to be at the heart. And then the last part, you're going to lift the arms. You can lift the gaze if it's comfortable. The exhale is just going to be soft, palms toward the ground, and you release this. All right? So when you're ready. And two more. Last one. Wonderful. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and come up to standing. Now my computer has decided it wants me to update Acrobat, but so once again, I can't see myself, but I see you. I'm going to see if I can get back to seeing myself, but I might not. But I think you guys see me. So I don't know why it does this to me. I'm going to close this one window here, just because I would love to be able to see if you can see me, so I can. Oh, it's so frustrating when this happens. Let me see here. So just hang in there for a second. You're coming up to standing. We're going to stand in Tadasana to begin. If I go away, I'll be back. Tadasana. Let's see what happened to this thing. Okay, sorry. I don't know. I just really want to be able to. I think I can get there. It's just going to take me a second to join back in. Okay, let's try that. These logistics make me crazy. Come on, thing. And in your Tadasana, can you bring your felt sense again into that space bordered by the collarbones in standing? So from the top of the breastbone, Let me in. I feel like the little pig, let me in. It's just, I can't even change the view. So I can't even see all of you. It's so frustrating. All right. Anyway, you can let me know if I need to change the camera view because I can't see what I look like. But Interdasana, take the arms straight out, palms toward the ground. And take a moment to notice that space at the top of the breastbone, along the collarbones, all the way to that corner that we palpated in the beginning. And then can you also go from the back, from you go to the base of the neck, you find that space going down a couple vertebrae and then all the way out towards the shoulder blades and up to that corner. And you might notice if you were to go to your throat center, do you notice a difference in space between the center of the throat all the way out towards the right hand and the center of the throat all the way out the left arm to the left hand? And does one side feel different from the other? And then let's release the arms down. And then let's inhale, take the arms all the way up. We turn them up towards the sky, lift the arms all the way up. And now, remembering where those little corners are, and not with muscular effort, but by letting go, I want you to reach the hands up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. And then with your next exhale, take the arms out wide and bow forward, Uttanasana. And then we're going to inhale, come all the way back up. Hands reach up. We're reaching those upper inner corners all the way towards the hands. And then exhaling, bringing the hands back down in front of the heart. Release your arms. Step your feet wide apart. Turn your right foot out and your left foot in. Inhale, take the arms out. So notice you've got the arms out and just bring your felt sense to the back arm, to that back space between the front collarbone on the left and the spine of the scapula on the left. And can you take, if you were to draw a midline from the throat center across and divide one into front and one into back, relax the back half of that upper space from the base of the neck all the way down to the spine of the scapula. Release that. And then you can turn the gaze toward your right and exhale to warrior two. And then we'll release the arms, straighten the front leg, and spin the feet to be able to take the second side. So now it'll be your left foot forward and your right foot is your back foot. Inhale the arms out. There we go. There we go. Now notice again that front to back space, especially from the top of the shoulder blade to the top of the spine of the scapula on the back arm. And relax that, rest it, release that down. That doesn't mean that the arm actually falls, the back arm. Actually, what I feel when I release that back space is I'm able to reach farther out my back hand by letting go of the holding at that back space. And then when you're ready, Come to warrior two, bending the front knee. Breathing, and again, just releasing the back. Finding the breath, staying connected there. You might go a little longer with your stance, Lise. You might take a little longer stance. And just a couple more breaths. Of course, I'm still trying to feel like I'm just trying to join the class. There you go. And then we'll inhale, straighten the front leg. And exhale, release the arms. And we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So if you need blocks, bring them out in front of you. We'll take hands up on the hips. Inhaling well upright, and then exhale, bowing forward. Hands are going to come down either to the floor or to your blocks. And then we're going to walk the hands forward like downward dog arms. And here in this wide-legged forward fold with hands either on blocks or the ground, once again, can you let the very outer corners that we were talking about in class, let that part reach toward the hands. And take the part that is closer to the throat towards the rib cage and pelvis. All right, and then let's walk the hands back. And let's shift them up onto the hips. Come back up to standing. Step the feet back together. We're going to take our blocks and set up to do triangle pose. Again, just let me know if the view of me is fine, is weird because I can't see myself at all. I only see 5 little 2 by 2 inch squares. That's it. Oh gosh. Again, it's like radio. Ready? So we're going to go to your right first with triangle. But before we come down, we're going to take the arms and reach them out to the side. So take your arms out. And on the back arm, on the left arm, turn that left palm and face it forward. And then bring your felt sense imagination, bring that into the back left, that space from the base of the neck, C7, there's 1, 2 vertebrae across that spine of the scapula on the back arm. Relax it down. Some of you might turn the head a little now towards the left. So relaxing the back there, relaxing the back of that back arm, shoulder. And then we're going to go from here to triangle. So that the space at the front, from the above the collarbone, lifts up. It lifts up towards that midpoint. Now, if this is too stressful on the neck, you take the neck and you gaze in a comfortable direction. And then we're going to inhale, come up. And release the arms. And we're going to change the orientation so that your left leg will be the front leg. So let's just remind ourselves again. So if you take your hand again and you remember, where is this space again? This is so your right side's going to be the back arm. So just find the space that's above the collarbone, out to the corner of that shoulder. Remember that, and then find the space that's at the back. Okay. Remember how the back space, feel how that one is more taut? That it takes more effort to relax it, as in, isn't it that strange that there would be effort to relax? It's kind of a strange thing to think about, isn't it? Let's inhale the arms out again. And take the back hand, face it forward. And can you soften through that top place? That's all that upper trapezius, all the way down to the upper corners of the back shoulder blade, the base of the neck. And with the next exhale, you might turn your gaze a little bit more towards the right. And then with your next exhale, come to triangle. Now, if having the neck turned is uncomfortable, you can take it to where it's comfortable. But for some of you, this might be fine. I might even be able to rest into my faith in humankind, my faith in humanity. And then let's inhale, come back up. Exhale, release the arms and step the feet back together. And now let's take your arms. You're going to bring them behind you. And you can grab on to either, the wrists, or maybe it's okay to grab on to your forearms. Maybe some of you can take the hands into Anjali Mudra behind you, and that's fine as well if you want to try bringing the hands in Anjali Mudra. So here the arms are internally rotating, the arm bones. The arm bones are internally rotating. So in this place, those corners that we were touching at the beginning, I want to soften there. And I'm actually going to let the whole front from that midpoint at the top of this whole shoulder neck, I'm going to let that soften down towards my collarbones. When my arms are behind me, I'm going to let the front be softer right there. I can let that front space soften down towards those collarbones. I also notice a difference between my two sides. I'm going to see if I can just continue to let the arms rotate internally. If I soften the front space from the top of my shoulder towards my top of my collarbones, if I soften that means that this back space is able to move more up. And that's what I want, so that I can let my arms, I might even find them releasing in a way where it's more comfortable having my hands walk across my forearms. Or if my hands are in Anjali Mudra, my hands might climb farther up. All right. And then let's release that. Let's take the hands, palms facing forward. And let's inhale, lift the arms back up again. Lift the gaze if it's comfortable. Exhale, hands back in front of the heart. All right, and release the arms. So now let's pick up a strap. And let's take the strap and make a loop in it. And let's make the loop pretty big, okay, because that's going to go behind us. So it's actually wider than the width of my 2 upper arm bones, my loop. I want it to be generous. And then we're going to take that behind. So palms are going to face each other, and we're going to have right foot forward, left foot back for Parse Bow Tanasana. So right foot forward, the left foot's back, the left foot has a slight turnout. And we'll take a deep inhale. And with your next exhale, begin to bow forward. So the shoulder blades are going to stay moving towards my waist. But as I release that front part, like you just did when you had the hands behind you, and I let the back from the top of the shoulders, that back part of the eyelid come forward in my body, I might find my arms actually moving more forward. The front turns down, the back rises up, but the shoulder blades, that doesn't mean I'm letting the shoulder blades fall. And then we're going to inhale, come up. Step forward. And let me open it up to if anybody has a question. I still can't see myself, so feel free to ask a question or let me know if this is clear or how muddy it is. All right. Should we take the second side? Okay. Then we'll take the right foot back. My pelvis is pointing straight ahead. I'm pressing out on the strap, taking a deep breath in, and with the exhale, can I keep my legs straight and bow forward? Once I'm in my forward fold, I'm going to keep my shoulder blades, I'm not going to just let them let go. What I'm going to let go of is that front lower eyelid, we could call it. I'm going to let that front space release towards the heart space. And that back space come a little forward. And when I do, I notice my arms, they will go more overhead. And then I'm going to inhale, come back up. And exhale, step forward. You can take the strap in one hand. And let's just sit the strap down. And let's grab one of your blankets. And let's take that blanket so it can be present in a moment when I need it to pad my knee. And if my knees need more padding, I might use 2 blankets. Why hold back on cushioning my knees, right? And then I'm going to step in front of that. I'll have my blocks available just in case. All right. Bring the hands into Anjali Mudra. And then we're going to inhale, Interdasana. Exhaling, Uttanasana. Like you're placing an offering right there in front of you. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, let's step the right foot back. So you're in a lunge here. You've got the right foot back, left foot forward. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to bring the back knee down. So I pulled my blocks back. I've got them if I want them. I'm going to pull them back. And then I'm going to take my right arm, reach the right arm up, reach that whole corner right there where the collarbone and the spine of the scapula meet, and reach that up towards the sky. Exhale, release. I'll shift my blocks forward, tuck my back toes under. Inhale, lift back up into a lunge. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, left foot back. So there's the lunge. A very familiar place. So familiar. It does allow me to drop back into that faith that I'm cultivating. The faith in humankind. And then we'll bring the back knee down. Relax the top of the back foot. I can take my blocks, I can make them tall and pull them back. I'm letting the front knee go past the front ankle. And then I could lift the left arm up. Can I lift up that whole left corner of the space where the collarbone and the spine and the scapula meet? Can I lift there? Can I lift the top of the breastbone? And then exhale, release. And we'll tuck the back toe under, move the blocks forward. There's the lunge. Inhale, step forward. And exhale, fold. Releasing in Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands back in front of the heart. Release the arms. Let's move your blanket out of the way, or two blankets, whatever you've got there. So I'm going to move those guys off my mat. Come back to the top to take a sun salutation. Bring the hands in front of the heart. And just take a moment. You might want to close your eyes to allow yourself that opportunity again to touch inside yourself. And then if there's that feeling of cultivating hope or faith or shraddha, as it is in Sanskrit, let's take that, open the eyes, and inhale, lift the arms. And exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway. So when you're halfway up, can you lift the front of that upper, right above the collarbones, that's close to the midline? And then we're going to exhale and step back, downward facing dog. You can have hands on blocks or hands on the ground. Here we are again. If you're in downward dog or puppy, you're reaching those upper inner corners toward the hand. Well, you take that space that is kind of all around the throat and reach it back towards the pelvis. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale. You're welcome to lower the knees, bring the chest down.
So there's the hands. Palms are by the side ribs. And we're going to inhale to Cobra. So there's two different things happening here. So when you inhale in Cobra, right close where the collarbones meet that breastbone, right above that, lift that up. Exhale, lower. Take the hands, stack the right hand over the left, and just take a moment of breathing here. It's taking a moment to renew yourself, to renew your faith. We're going to release this, take the hands again, place them along the side ribs, and just notice for a moment before ever coming up. The hands are actually, the arms are internally rotated a little bit. So let that be, it's okay. The lift is going to come from right above those collarbones that are closest to the midline of the body. So when you're ready, inhale into a little Cobra again. Exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, plank and downward facing dog. Let's inhale, step forward. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands back in front of the heart. One more time. Inhale, lift both arms. Lifting those upper inner corners right all the way to the sky without muscular effort, but more by releasing them up. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plank pose. Exhale, you can lower the knees, bring the chest down. Inhale to Cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, there's plank and downward facing dog. Another deep inhale. With your next exhale, step forward. Bow forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. And then release that. Good. Okay, great. All right, we're going to come down to the ground. To get there, let's just go ahead and do, one more inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Are you lifting at that space right above the two collarbones at midline? And then exhale, bow forward and bring the knees down to the ground. Take child's pose. And then we'll walk the hands back. Let's set up for bridge pose. So we'll take a blanket, we'll fold it in half lengthwise. So that'll be for the shoulders. We're gonna take a supported bridge with our blocks today. And then we're also gonna want our strap so that we can feel. So when you come over into this place, that's very familiar for a lot of you. The shoulders are on the blanket and the head is on the ground. So the base of the neck is C7 is supported on the blanket. And then you're going to take one block under the bony pelvis. For some of you, that might be the right amount. Others of you are going to want another block. And then the strap is going to go find the loop. And it's going between the blocks and the feet. You're going to press out on the strap. Remember when the strap was behind you in standing or in Parse Bow Tanasana? So here it is again, it's behind you. So there's two different things really happening, because even as you let the arms be internally rotated, the arm bones, so that those outer corners come, you let that the back of those corners come a little forward. Right above the inner collarbone, you're gonna lift up. So there's two different things going on right there. That's why it's nice to have the strap to press out against, because with the pressing out on the strap, can you feel how, if you're allowing that space above the inner collarbones, like the first half of the collarbones, right above that, you're lifting that up so that can allow the heart to be lifted. Even as the back of the arms, I actually feel them pressing into my blanket. And then if you want, you can, lift one leg and then the other. But you don't have to. You might just enjoy staying in that supported bridge. How do I keep this lifting of my heart without forcing it? Without forcing that to happen. Where does that effort come from? And then we're going to bend the knees if the legs are up. We can bring them down, release the hands from the strap. Take the pelvis away from a block. And then if there's another block, I'm going to walk towards my head so that I'm going to put my pelvis on my blanket, keep my knees bent, my feet on the ground, and rest for a moment. Kind of basking in this curiosity of the effort. Remembering that my practice is about a balance of effort and ease. It's about a joining of the body, mind, and spirit. Yoga, to yoke, to join. All right, and then we're gonna roll over to one side and use the arms to push yourself up. And let's take a twist. So if I could sit on my blanket that was just underneath my shoulders. And I think I'll take my strap and take Matsyasana 2. So that means I'm gonna take, I'll mirror you. So we'll go right leg straight, left, right leg straight, which means the left foot's gonna go to the inner knee. The space that might be for some of us between the ground and the outside of my leg, I'm gonna take up that space with a blanket. I'm gonna use my strap. I'll make the loop a little smaller. The loop is gonna go around my straight leg foot, around my bent knee outer hip. Reach the right arm back to grab that. So when you took your right arm to grab onto that strap at that outer left hip, feel how there's internal rotation on that arm, right? On this down arm. So I'm letting this arm be internally rotated, even though we are about to turn and twist towards that same direction. So then you're gonna take left arm, reach it forward onto the strap, and then you're turning towards the straight leg. And I'm not gonna turn and try to lift from the front of this arm. I'm allowing that corner of my upper arm to be soft. But at that right above your collarbone on that right side, in that space above it, can I lift that up? And what happens in my twist when I do that? And then we'll come back to center. Take the strap off. And take the other side. So again, strap's gonna go over the foot. Opposite foot to inner knee. Strap goes across to the bent knee side. I reach that arm behind me to grab it. I remember that this arm that is back behind, I let that arm bone be an internal rotation. In fact, I want to release any holding that's in front of it I'm not going to twist by pulling this arm back. My back forearm is against my body. This, I want to be soft and allowed to come forward. Then you're going to reach your other arm forward somewhere on the strap towards your foot. And then as I begin to turn towards that straight leg, without pulling my arm back, can you put the felt sense, go to that space, remember where the left collarbone met the breastbone. Go above that left collarbone, where it's close, that middle third or half towards midline. And how do you lift that as you turn? How do I do that without involving that arm on that side? Now my back arm my forearm might come a little away from my back body as I twist, but not because I pull it, not because I'm using it to do the work.
And then we're going to exhale back to center. Take the strap off and straighten both legs. I'm going to straighten both legs out and take my hands and bring them back a little bit. Dandasana, where my hands are facing forward. They're back behind me slightly. So there's the internal rotation of the arm bones. But right above those collarbones, I'm letting this lift. As the back part goes down, the front part goes up. And then I'm going to release that. All right, so now we're going to set up to do Yogi Mudra. Yogi Mudra, the pranayama. And then after Yogi Mudra, we'll come down to Savasana. All right, so if you remember, if sitting and kneeling is uncomfortable for you, if this is uncomfortable, I would encourage you could sit cross-legged, you could sit in a chair, you could sit up on a block, any of those things, if the knees don't like to be in flexion like this. And I know I want my forehead to be able to touch something. I like using a blanket. And I kind of take a moment with my hands behind to find, is that the right height? And I feel like, yeah, I like it to be kind of soft where I land, because as I do it, I might be able to come lower. I want to be able to keep my pelvis down. I don't want my pelvis going with me on the exhale when I bow forward. So if you remember on this pranayama, I'm releasing and softening through the front on this, letting go of any holding, even though I'm going to take my hands behind me and grab onto the opposite wrist. I'm going to be relaxed with my arms. I'm not efforting. And once again, I'll inhale vertically. And I'll exhale on the way down. And when I feel the urge to inhale, I'll come back up. And then I'll exhale on the way down. If in between I just need to take a regular breath, then I'll just stay upright and do a regular inhale and exhale until I feel ready. All right, so can we do about 5 of these at your own pace? You exhale as you come down and just relax there as you suspend the breath. When you feel the urge to inhale, just come back up. No need to force yourself to stay down there longer. Also, when you're suspending the exhale, can you relax inside that suspension? But don't force it. When you feel the urge to inhale and rise, please do that. And then after your next inhale, when you rise back up, let's go ahead and bring yourself into Shavasana. Giving yourself the warmth and the support that would feel soothing to you this morning. And then allowing your breath to deepen. And making a mindful transition over to one side. Use the support of your arms to come back up to sitting. Joining your hands in front of your heart. One more time. Just feeling that connection to yourself. And cultivating that Shraddha, or your faith in humankind, in humanity. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I hope you were able to see me. I have no idea.
Thank you, Lynn. We could see you just fine.
Oh, great.
And thank you so much for sharing your special story.
Oh,
It was touching.
it was, yes. I can't even stop this recording right now, so I'll just let you guys talk. Any other thoughts or questions? Feel free.
Can you see any of us?
I can see 5 of you at a time. So I just scroll through now and I can look at 5 of you at a time. That's nice. Yay! Hi, Sharon.
I have a
Thank
question.
you, Lynn.
When we're in downward dog, should the head be held up between the arms or totally relaxed and hanging down?
So this is good. There's the throat center. Remember I said, if we think of this space from the collarbones and the back space as the white of the eye, if we were looking from above, like a bird's eye view, and in the center of that, in this center space that feels, where we're bordered by where the neck begins, can we think of that as, the center, like the iris of the eye and a pupil? Now, if I let my head completely hang down in downward dog, I'm going to feel this front become more constricted. So I want to take my head in downward dog in a place where I feel, where can this be expansive and not feel a hardening in that area. So that's where you're going to kind of play with that a little.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. How can I dilate that space? Where is it most supportive when I'm in downward dog? If I have my head lifted up, then I'm going to be, that's going to, add a little tension and to the back of that. If I let my head completely fall, in this instance anyway, then I'm not, maybe there's a constriction at the front. So where is it that feels most open? That's where I would play.
Okay.
Thanks, Lynn. That's great. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And it seems like in that position, figuring out what's comfortable with your chin, where, how much is your chin lifted or dropped?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
related to the
they're
back of your neck.
Yeah, that's an interesting, I like that, Lise, because in reality, where my chin is a little different than where my whole head and neck is, right? And we all have different, when we nod our head, yes, we have a different place we nod from. Even though the skull is made to rock right on top of C1, for a lot of us, we have tension right there. So our nod might be from much lower. And so, yes, you're going to explore where's my head? And then, what happens with where's the whole position of my head and neck? Nice. Nice thought.
Yeah, this is good work because there's a curve in the spine, or that I think a lot of times I think of it as this straight from C7. It's of the head going straight up, and there's a curve there.
There's hopefully a curve there. We become a lot more flat in our necks, and some people have a very flat neck. And a lot of people are becoming losing that curve.
Yeah. Yes, Lise. Well, I'm hoping this is helping clarify some of the questions and stuff that you emailed me about, which is great.
Yes, thank you. And emailed you back this morning.
Oh, good. Okie dokie, everyone. Anything else? All right. Well, have a lovely day.
Okay,
We'll spread our kindness. Yes? First
Yeah.
to ourselves,
bye.
then to others. All right. Bye-bye. Let's see what I can do as far as ending this class. Oh my goodness. It's such an adventure. Join me. Hmm. I don't even know who was in class. Oh, I think if I I have no idea. I doubt I have anything left. So let's see, Lise was first, and with her, January 19th. 3 p.m. Okay. And Mhm.